Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to 2A News Now. And if you're new to the channel, my name is Troy. And here at 2A News Now, you get your Second Amendment news straightforward and to the point with no BS added in. What I'm going to talk about next is not exactly Second Amendment related, but it does involve firearms. But it's a story that I think everybody needs to hear if they haven't heard it. And this goes to show you what lengths people will go to injure and kill people. An Arizona man has been indicted, and he sold some firearms to help fund his evil plan. And what was his evil plan? To do a mass shooting at an Atlanta concert. And the reason he wanted to do that is to start a race war. It's just unbelievable to think of something like this. But this guy did. The guy's name is Adams Prieto, and he's facing federal weapons charges after he was arrested after a sting operation. He wanted to commit a mass shooting of African Americans and other minorities, and all indications it was going to be at a Bad Bunny concert in Atlanta. Prieto, who is 58 years old, was charged with firearm trafficking, transfer of a firearm for use in a hate crime, and possession of an unregistered firearm. He was pulled over in New Mexico on May 14th. He was driving from where he lived in Arizona to Florida, and inside his car there were 7 firearms. The Department of Justice conducted a 6-month operation into Mr. Prieto. And evidently Mr. Prieto isn't very smart, because he had numerous discussions with 2 people that were undercover FBI agents. And the discussions turned into how to devise a plan to commit a mass shooting of African Americans and other minorities to incite a race war before the 2024 presidential election. Prieto was actually a vendor at an Arizona gun show, and his previous remarks about race wars and mass shootings caught the FBI's attention in October of 2023. He targeted a concert in Atlanta that was going to be held on May 14th and May 15th of 2024 at the State Farm Arena, and the numerous firearms that they found in his vehicle were the ones he was going to use for the mass shooting. The DOJ did not specify which concert he was targeting, but it was very easy to find out that on May 14th and 15th, Bad Bunny was scheduled to perform at the State Farm Arena. And later on, Prieto said why he picked Atlanta. He said because Georgia is such an effed up state now. He said when he was a kid, that was one of the most conservative states in the country. He said, why isn't it now? Because the crime got worse in LA and St. Louis and other cities. And they all moved out of those places and moved to Atlanta. That is why it isn't so great anymore. And they've been there for several years. He even said there would be a high concentration of African Americans at that particular concert. Earlier in the year, he sold a pair of rifles. In some stories I've read, some say it was 2 AK-47s. And in other stories, they said it was 1 AK-47 and 1 AR-15. And he sold them to one of the undercover agents as part of the plan. But they arrested him on May 14th, the day of the first concert. They found out later he had pushed his plan back to June, and he's facing a lot of prison time. Just on the weapons charges, he could get 10 to 15 years for each charge. This is just absolutely sickening to me, that somebody has such evil in their heart that they would want to do something like this. And a person that wants to do something like this, do they have something mentally wrong with them? I would think a judge would order him to be evaluated by a psychiatrist. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. And if you guys would like to help the channel out and help it to continue to grow, I just ask you to take a few seconds of your time to like, share, and subscribe and hit those post notifications. And please don't forget to leave a comment. I really would appreciate it. And I invite you to come back and watch my next video.